Hello, I wanted to make this quick video today. I'll give you a couple of tips because there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to trading, and there are a lot of things that might end up influencing your decisions in the process for developing your career every single day. And so in this video I want to show you an example of a couple of things that you can do. But most definitely this is a topic, it's about something that affects a lot of people, because we at the beginning might not know how to take care of this particular thing. So in this video, what I'm going to try to help you with is to address this problem on taking the losses and also taking the winners. A lot of times, if we don't know how to address the fact that we need to have an idea even before we jump into the trade, it might end up making you lose more than the actual opportunity that you thought you were going to have. Enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time. Well, greetings to everybody watching this video. Today I want to go over a couple of things that happened today during the intraday session. There were a couple of stocks that moved very nicely, but I want to make this video with a very simple topic, and what I want to convey this message is it's okay to be wrong. First thing that I like to do, and I really truly believe it is a very good practice, is to know where you're going to get out even before you go into a trade. It does not matter if the trade is long or short. It is very important to know where you're going to get out in case things do not work. Also, it is great to know where you're going to start to take some of the profit while the stock moves towards the area that you're looking for. So profit taking areas and areas for stop loss are very important to know. In fact, I believe that stop losses, or either hard stops, although I don't really preach too much in regards to putting hard stops. I keep my mental stops, because when you place a hard stop, market makers and a lot of people can see those orders sitting there, and they might swipe you and go through the other direction. So but keeping mental stops for me is very important, and it validates the risk management part of the trade. Again, if you can't manage the risk, might as well give it all away, because at some point you're not gonna have anything to trade with, and it's like having ammo. You have something to defend yourself. Let's say that you're in the woods or something, but there's no ammo to defend yourselves with. What are you gonna do? Might as well just just have a stick on your hand. So what I'm trying to say is you need to be able to maintain the money, the funds in your account. It is what you use to be able to trade. It's extremely important to be able to save yourself from things that shouldn't happen. This ATOS today started to ramp up. So you notice right here we have a very nice consolidation during the pre-market hours. Nothing really happened, not much to see here. But once the market opened, we had a pretty decent move and a small pullback although it didn't really have a lot of volume. Now, chasing the next big thing is a very popular concept. And now chasing AMC, chasing GameStop, GME, BB, or BlackBerry, right? Naked, NKD, all those meme stocks, Reddit, if you're not an ape, or this or that, that's just all great, right? There was somebody that told me today that I was actually distracting people because I tagged GME and AMC on a tweet that I sent out in regards to ATOS. And so that if I was not an ape, it was okay. But the reality is that the concept of chasing the next shiny object, it's extremely difficult, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be chasing the same thing, and there might not be an edge. But if you're looking for trades that are a little cleaner, with a little easier to read price action, those might yield better results than those shiny objects that are moving all over the place, right? So ATOS, this is something that I kept an eye on from the prior day. It was some kind of weird thing, but the daily, let me pop it up right here. Let me see. The daily looked pretty interesting. Let me try to bring you the daily here. Right, so look at the daily, right? Yesterday, massive pullback. It was coming right back up. We had a doji yesterday, right? So, well, hold up. I think I'm wrong. There you go. So it's printing this little consolidation, small pennant on the daily, right? And so it called my attention yesterday. So, well, this is something that's going to be useful for tomorrow. So keep it on a window. See what happens tomorrow. So coming back to today, here's what happened, right? It was extremely interesting to see how it started to push up with low volume, not something crazy, but it did pull, right? So here's the thing. It had a 510, started around 550, something around this area, 462, and pushed up all the way to 510. So I started to look for a possible entry. Noticed how it had this pullback, right, all the way to the VWAP. There are times where stocks will pull back and trade under the VWAP, dip under it, just to consolidate and give you a next push up, right? They dip. There are times where they hold very nicely and come right back up, but other times they don't do the same, right? So they dip, they consolidate a little bit, make a base, then come right back up. If you look at the low of this candle right here at 486, you're gonna notice, we can even put a trend line here, how we have this base down here, right? It dipped under the VWAP, based, came back and reclaim. But here's the thing, I really advocate this stuff. It has to reclaim. If it dips, it's a better idea to wait for it to reclaim, pull back, hold, and then push up again. Here it didn't really happen. So my first trade on this thing was a failed one, but I liked the formation because I started to notice that we had a inverted hammer on the 5 minute right under the VWAP. It closed very under the VWAP right there, right? So right here it reclaimed, although we have here shooting star formation on the 5. Still keep an eye on it with a high very, very close to the prior one, 494 right there. So but here we can see I took a trade here on the reclaiming area where it held, and my first trade here, my entry was at $4.93. Now I was looking for the reclaim, pullback, and push right back up, but it didn't really happen that way. So because of that, you can see the 5 minute here where it dipped. I got out at $4.88. So it had a by a penny. This is stupid, right? You could say it. It's really dumb. It by a penny, it came down. I stopped out for 88. Not that I stopped out. I had an idea how much I wanted to risk. Either I was going to hold and come right back up or not, because it didn't really have a huge amount of volume. So I figured if somebody's going to put an order through with a huge volume, this thing's going to drop. And so I started to see how at 494, 495, we had a little ceiling up here. So I wanted to see this base hold, but I wanted to see a break. So I anticipated the move a little bit, and I had to pay for it. Stepped out 488, dipped to 487, and then came right back up. So by a penny, I took a small loss there, and then I had a re-entry at 495 when I started to notice that this thing was actually holding this base. Look at it right here, 487, right? Still 487, coming right back up, and then it started to hold that VWAP. Right here got really interesting. When he started to hold this VWAP, this push, when he pushed here and rejected, this rejection count on the 1 minute shows on the 1 minute, although the 1 minute time frame can be really noisy at times. It makes a lot of noise. That's what I'm trying to say. So I saw this 1 minute candle sitting here with a stopping candle, an inverted hanging man on a 1 minute time frame. It didn't really look particularly great for me, and it dipped onto the VWAP here for a second. 491 VWAP and low 491, right? But it dipped. If you can see the wick, it dipped under it for 1 second and came right back up. So it made a little base here as well, and then things started to get interesting. So what I'm trying to say is, I already had an idea. You can see here the trend line that I had, a yellow trend line. You guys that watch my videos know that I like to put yellow trend lines on the highs and the levels that I'm looking for support and resistance, because I want to have retest of the spots when I go in on a trade, either long or short. On this push of the VWAP, nice VWAP hold. You can see right here how every single candle, although this one dipped, it held because it closed on top of the VWAP, and every single candle held the VWAP here, hovering on top of it after we had this inverted hammer on the 5, going right back to see this level on this base on the 1 minute, right? So it held very nicely, and then volume started to kick in little by little. When we had this push towards the prior high, I took half of my trade there because I wanted to make sure that I get paid. So what I was trying to say, in the message that I wanted to convey in the beginning of this video, is that it's fine and it's good and it's okay to be wrong. I was wrong on my first trade. You need to know how much you're willing to risk right out of the gates, right out of the bat. Before you push those buttons to send that trade, you need to know how much you're willing to risk, because your capital is key, and you need to preserve the capital, and you need to create your character. You need to build up a character knowing that this is the type of stuff that I'm good at, this is the type of stuff that I'm bad at, and I do not trade those things because those do not yield good results for me. So on the 15-minute, you're gonna see here a bull flag formation, very nice bull flag formation of the 15-minute. Look at how we came here, a dip under the VWAP, that's true, but look at how it pushed so nicely. Nice bull flag. We got the pull here, pull back towards the VWAP, and then right pushed up again. So again, I got paid half of my position. I took it out around here when we had a retest, and then I took another half on this next push towards the 33, and then the last one I took it in this 5 minutes when it pulled from the 40 something high, the year 43. It pulled back a little bit, and my last quarter that I had on, I took it out of 538, right? I left a little bit on the table. Again, it went to a high 555, But what I'm trying to tell you guys is, before you step into a trade, you need to have an idea and your mind set, not a mindset, mind set into a level, and know how much you're willing to risk, your entry and your risk before you get into a trade. It's very important to know exactly when and where you're gonna get out if things don't work. Even more important than knowing what your profit taking area is, because you need to preserve capital. First thing is preserving your capital when it comes to trading. The rest of the stuff, profits come if you have and you follow rules and do the right thing. The good results are actually expected if you do the right thing, because 2 and 2 is 4. So if you do the right thing, you're gonna have the results that you're expecting. It's to be expected. Now, they're not guaranteed, but you need to know how much you're willing to risk even before you step into a trade. And that is my message today. On the way to the areas that you think you will see, you need to start getting some out to make sure that your trades will end up being green. Okay? Because nobody goes to work for free, and we are here seeking opportunities that actually yield good results, right? So you need to make sure you get paid. You get paid. Look at the nice range that he had. This is again a trend line that we have during the intraday session, the high of 510. So that was a prior high over here. But look at how he came and pulled back and closed right at 510. 510. But we had a 580. I wasn't trying to be greedy. That I knew that there was an opportunity for us to go all the way to 580 because there was no resistance before that in the daily chart. And also 682. Right? Those are the levels that I was looking for. But I didn't want to force myself to wait to see if things are going to hold all the way to there. But anyway, I was just trying to give you this video, tell you guys it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. If things don't work, get out and get out on time. Save yourself from a bigger loser, right? Have an idea set already in your head where you're gonna get out if things don't work, okay? And then set your profit taking area in support and resistance. As you can see here, I had an entry and I already knew what the prior high was, so I was looking for a retest of that area to take something, make sure I get paid, and then follow through if we wanted to move, keep moving, have something in there, because that's the opportunity, right? That's the opportunity. If you guys like this video and you want to keep sharing real-time ideas with me, I will invite you to come through Discord group. It's free, no sales pitch, and you will find a invite or invitation link in the description of this video. I hope to see you next time, and I also hope this video served you to help you create better ideas, better habits, and save your capital when it comes to trading so you can be here for the long run. I'll see you next time. Happy trading. Stay green.